Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is the Blockchain Backer bringing you the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. And today we're going to be taking a look at the Bitcoin price chart, and we're also going to be taking a look at the Ripple XRP price chart. And while we have a lot going on over here in Bitcoin, I wanted to discuss a topic that was brought up to me by Crypto Bull 2020 on Twitter. As you guys know, we've been expecting for Bitcoin to get up here to about $16,000, reach the 0.78 Fibonacci retracement level, which we have reached to today. Earlier this morning, Bitcoin did hit around 16,170. So we are right there. We're in that 16 to 16.3. I guess you could say target reach, target hit. We've talked about it for quite a while. Here we are. We're in this area. Now we're waiting for the big rotation play to come out here, right? So we're looking to see these altcoins starting to grab some serious traction to start pushing to the upside. While I expect that Bitcoin's going to cool off and we'll see a big old pullback down in here, and we'll watch some more accumulation happen on Bitcoin over the course of the next several months. One thing I've also made clear on this one is that I don't know what's going to happen here with Bitcoin. I've never tried to be this is a for certainty when it comes to this. A lot of times I'll make calls, I'll be real confident about them and tell you, you know what, look, I think this is what's going to happen. I feel really, really confident about that, like with XRP, expecting it to hold that 22 cents, feeling really confident about that. The thing with Bitcoin is whether or not it's going to find this resistance here at this 0.786 Fibonacci retracement, which is why over there on the bcbacker course, I present the different scenarios for if Bitcoin fires way up to the upside, what does that mean for the altcoins and the altcoin seasons? Or if it does retrace here, do we get the second alt season? And of course, I've talked about that a lot here on my channel. So we're waiting to see the decision of what's going to happen here. But what was expected, regardless of whether or not Bitcoin breaks higher or pulls back, getting to this price level was a high level of confidence, getting up here to the 16s to 16s3s. So now we wait to see what happens here. But one of the questions that was brought up to me by Crypto Bull 2020 on Twitter was, well, what if Bitcoin does actually cool off right here, right? What if Bitcoin does, say, pull back like we've talked about, right, and come back down in here? And let's just pretend the price is about $12,500 and the altcoins do go on this huge bull run, like if XRP runs up to above $10. Wouldn't that technically mean that the total market cap of Ripple's XRP price would be above Bitcoin? And yes, it would mean that. It would mean that the market cap of XRP is almost double that of what Bitcoin is. The current market cap of XRP at this exact time is $11.5 billion. The current market cap of Bitcoin is $294 billion. So, whoa, really? We're saying that this is going to go from 11 to like 500 and that the Bitcoin market cap would go from 200 to 230. So we're going to watch this go up to 500 and watch this go down to 230. Sounds pretty far-fetched, right? One of the ideas I've presented on this channel several times is that the Bitcoin dominance could fall as low as 15%. I've spent way too many hours looking at this chart, and I think it really just comes down to setting it up in a very simple way, is that with the Fibonacci retracements, we could see the bounce zones and where they're occurring here, which brings us down to a target of 15%. We could see the breakdown occurring right over here, right on the 0.702 Fibonacci retracement. We see this pullback right here to that level as well. This would be our bounce off the 0.236. And when we look at it really closely, just on how many times we see these levels really act as specific levels and resistance and support right in here, all of it continues to point down to that the Bitcoin dominance could fall as low as 15%. One other thing that we've looked at on this channel frequently has been this total altcoin market cap. And this was the beginning of the bull run that took place in 2016 and 2017, and how slow of a start it had right at the beginning of the bull run. A lot of people didn't think we were really in a bull run at all, and it wasn't until we got way up here that everybody was convinced that it was obvious, right? But down in here, it was just kind of this lonely, grueling, just bleh. Anywho, we take that, we move it over here and look at the current growth rate of what we've had at this exact time. I'll turn the opacity on this down a little bit so we could see it better. But you could see that our growth rate has been at the same rate exactly as we had in 2016, with big retracements occurring in the same size levels. One thing to take notice here is that at some point there was a big breakout in the total market cap of the altcoins. And if we see that over time and how long that would take to play out, that's not too far away from right now. But if we had a similar breakout, out how high would that take us for these altcoins and the total altcoin market cap. That'd get you right up there to about $734 billion. Doesn't look like much here on this chart, or maybe it does, but when you come back and look, that's a fresh new all-time high. And then what do you get? And I think only people who have been on this channel long enough will know this term when I say it, but you get above your all-time high, and what do you see happening here? I see it very clearly. You have your double dip right on top, right? How many of you guys remember that and how many times we've talked about that? And then you break on out. But anyway, this similar structure seems logical and possible to occur, and that would take you up into $734 billion. Well, let's run the math. If the altcoins equal 734 billion, and if Bitcoin equals 230 billion, that would give you a Bitcoin dominance of 24%. Is a Bitcoin dominance of 24% logical, reasonable, and possible? I believe so. But let's run the dominance number for what XRP would be in that situation. What would the market cap be of XRP if the price was $13? Well, are you ready for it? At $13, the market cap would be 589 billion. Now, I'm not here to make some kind of troll or try to pull that number out and make that number work. You can run the equation for yourself. Head over to CoinMarketCap, do $13 divided by 0.255555, multiply that times 11,579, and you're going to end up with 589. Technically, 589,146,771,000. So 589, which would mean that the XRP dominance would be 61%. So that essentially means that we're going to take this XRP dominance and push it all the way up here to about 61%. And XRP is pretty much just going to swallow the whole market. Now, a lot of people think that's possible. I think it could be possible. I don't just own XRP. I own a lot of altcoins. I own Bitcoin. I own a lot of stuff, a lot of junk too. But the bulk of my portfolio, the most of anything that I own is XRP because I believe in it the most. I think it has the best use case. It's got a great team behind it. It's got Ripple working with it. And out of all the cryptocurrencies, it just makes the most sense to me. So it's why I believe in it the most, and it's why it's the one that I own the most of. I think a lot of these cryptocurrencies are just pump and dumps. I think a lot of them are going to leave and go, and we'll never see them again. We hear about it all the time from people who are die-hard analysts, and we're talking people with hedge funds, people who are professional analysts and economic analysts talk about how we're going to see a consolidation. You hear that out of Ripple as well, that there's only going to be a few of them that really survive long term. Is this that scenario? Is this what we're going to see, where you see things that are just like Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP are really the only ones there? You see your pump and dumps going on in the background, but for the most part, the entire market is pretty much swallowed by the big caps. I don't have any way to magically make 61% work on this chart. If I want to make 61% work, I have to really kind of play with it and be lenient with it. Like if I use the weekly time frame and I just use candle closes and go like this, well, I can get myself pretty darn close with the Fibonacci retracement or Fibonacci extension out there. But I'm having to negate these wicks that happened up here. If I push up to these wicks, what do I get myself up to? Into the 70s. Is that possible? Yeah, I guess it's possible. But am I willing to put my stamp of approval that I'm confident on doing something like this? No, not really. But if we just use weekly candle closes, interesting enough, it does get us right up into there to that 59%. Again, in this calculation, we're using a made-up number, right, with Bitcoin at $12,500. What if it's $11,700? What if it's $13,100? We don't know. We're just kind of pulling numbers out to get an idea of about where we could be. So does some crazy, ludicrous, full Fibonacci extension on the XRP dominance chart take us up into that area? Ironically, it kind of does. But the question is, can it actually get to 589 billion for the market cap? Well, you have to ask yourself, haven't you believed that all along and that's why you're invested in this in the first place? Or were you really only looking for about a $3 XRP price? If you're looking for $13, well, the total market cap of XRP needs to be at least 589 billion. If you were, say, looking for like a $50 XRP price, or let's say a $100 XRP price, do you know what the market cap would have to be for $100? It'd have to be 4.5 trillion. So if you've been believing in a $100 XRP price, well, you've been believing in a $4.5 trillion market cap. So is a 589 billion market cap out of the question? I don't think so. I think this is what we're really looking at. Time's going to tell, and time's ticking. If we're just looking at the actual fractal here on how much time we actually have to get up there, there's not much time left. That looks like it would be something that would play out relatively quickly within the next 30 days or so if we're going to continue following at the same rate that we followed in 2016. Again, we're seeing Bitcoin press up right here against this 0.786 Fibonacci retracement. We've expected it to get here, and my expectations is that it does pull back. There's always a possibility that it breaks up. I'm not going to put 100% confidence on saying that it is going to pull back, but I'm telling you, every time I've seen this structure, that's what it does. It gets a big pullback right down back in here for reaccumulation for several months on, which is what I posted earlier this week in the video. I believe I posted on Monday. I really outlined how I would expect it to play out. That's the one I lean more towards, that we're going to pull back and reaccumulate, and that's going to provide that opportunity for those altcoins to pop off. It's going to provide that opportunity for that Bitcoin dominance to really fall down, provide XRP the opportunity to reach out to its fib target up there near $13, and provide XRP the opportunity to swallow the whole market. And believe me, I'm looking at this thinking, man, oh man. And you really have to ask yourself this, right? Is XRP just another altcoin? Is that all it is, right? If you've invested in it, did you go into it with the mindset of it's just another altcoin? You know, it's going to do the same thing as Litecoin, it's going to do the same thing as Ethereum, it's going to do the same thing as whatever number 50 on the list is, like Stratus Network or Steam or something like that? Or is XRP much, much bigger than it's being given credit for? We're all going to find out. And well, if it does play out this way, then holy moly, we were all right. It was the one. It was all the money. And having a large company on your side like Ripple turned out to be the right play all along. So as Bitcoin is butting its head up against the 0.786 Fibonacci retracement level of the entire bear market, and as the total altcoin market cap continues its grind, we'll all sit here patiently waiting for the show to start. But all right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this one. That was a pretty fun video to do. I'm happy he asked me that question and we got to kind of go through that. Even me, I'm kind of like, that's really stretching it, man. But you know what? I've seen really, really wild things happen in this cryptocurrency market, and that's one of them that wouldn't surprise me. I already know what the comment section of this video is going to look like. It is going to be a bloodbath in the comment section of this video. You're crazy. It could never happen. I already know it. Go for it. Have fun. But it's always important to run the mathematics on things to see if it's even possible, right? Is it even mathematically possible for any of it to happen? And in this video, I tried to run the mathematics on it and try to put pieces together to see if there was any way, right? So we run the math on it. What does the market cap get to? What does the dominance have to be at? Can we see any correlations anywhere on the charts to show that that is possible? And yes, we did show that it is possible. The big question is it probable? Is it going to happen? And that's the thing that will be debated until the time comes. But yep, that's going to wrap it up. Go ahead and check out my website, bcbacker.com, where I run through all of these alt seasons and the Bitcoin bull runs and do all of it to show you exactly how everything has worked together in the past. Of course, we do talk about that Bitcoin dominance in there, but I talk about the previous Bitcoin bull runs, the previous altcoin cycles, what we learned from all of that and how we can apply it to the future. I talk about my different exit plans in here and show you exactly what my targets are, how I plan to play rotation, and of course, important things like being able to manage your emotions and avoid the pitfalls of people telling you what to buy, when to buy, and how you can research that on your own to see if that's a smart decision or not. So check this out on bcbacker.com to enroll in my course. You can follow me over here on Twitter at bcbacker, where I do post charts and updates. And whenever I'm not making a video, but I find something important, I'll usually post it here on my Twitter. So follow me over here at bcbacker. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you could, please like this video and give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you could be notified of when I create new content and when I go live. As always, this is not investment advice and I am not a financial advisor, but if you ever need a pick-me-up or a little bit of reassurance, just remember that the blockchain backers got your back. Have a good one.